Hey friends, I'm back. It's Barbara Wilcox, Career Advisor with RochesterWorks. This is take 2 of Facebook Live. For those of you who joined us for the last session we just filmed, thank you so much. That was a riot. Unfortunately, it won't have sound posted to Facebook, so we're redoing a condensed version right now. And lucky you, for those of us who are now joining us, because you're going to get all the goods of the previous session, but more streamlined, right? So it's not drawn out. So thank you so much for joining us. And this session, I will take time, just like I did at the beginning of the last one, to say happy birthday, Annette, project manager of Finger Lakes Hired Grant. And also, very worth mentioning that today is December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. And it's definitely an opportunity to extend gratitude to our veterans who have protected us, who continue to keep us safe, who fight for our liberties and freedoms, who put themselves on the line. So we respect that, we appreciate it, and thank you so much. Okay, so that being said, let's go through the list right here. RochesterWorks, who are we? What can we do for you? We are a one-stop career center. These centers exist all across the country, so if you're ever looking for work out of town or out of state, please Google it. One-stop center, zip code. One-stop center, name of the town or city that you're moving to. That being said, in Rochester, New York, we have 2 main career centers. Okay, 2 main career centers. I work at the Goodman Street Career Center, across the street from Village Gate, right next to the Memorial Art Gallery. And our second location is on Waring Road, which is not too far away. And a lot of people know about Waring Road, but don't know that they know. It runs between Norton and Culver. So if you're on Culver headed northbound toward the lake and you don't take a right, you're going to end up on Waring Road. That's Waring Road. 2 career centers. Okay. So here's the deal. Anybody can come into our career center. Anybody. We work with everybody, whether you're full-time employed, part-time employed, or unemployed. Okay. You do not need to be unemployed to come in. You do not need to be collecting unemployment benefits to come in. Anybody can come in. We work with every population you can imagine, and we love doing it. We work with homeless. We work with reentry. We work with people who are executives and CEOs. Truth. Trust me, we do. Okay? All of our services are free. There is no income eligibility. You could be working full-time and still become a member. No problem. Or become registered. No problem. Okay? We work with everybody. You never need an appointment. So there's no excuse, really, right? No excuse. So, you just come in as a walk-in. You want to get here at least 1 hour before we close. That's the cutoff time, because we need time to meet. So, anybody can come in. If you want information on the address of our locations and our hours, please go online to RochesterWorks.org. All right? Now, the services that we offer, oh my goodness, there's a lot. We have resource room. We have workshops. We have veteran services. We have job search services, career development services, training, business services, you name it. What I want to do with you guys is just touch on a few of the highlights. And I even struggle to say that, just because every resource in our office is so important. It's not like one is more important than the other. But what I want to do today with you guys is make sure you know the ways that you can interact with us in the most kind of typical way, the most typical path. Just what is out there. And I also want to make sure you know the ways you can interact with us, even if you weren't yet ready to become a registered, member. That's okay too. Now, that being said, what you would want to do, if you just want to check out, test the waters, all you do is you go to RochesterWorks.org. There's a link on there that says hot jobs. That's a job board. Anybody can look at those job leads. They're hot because they have to be staffed immediately. It's a really great resource. So that's just one of the ways. Another way, being on Facebook. Like us and follow us on Facebook. You don't have to be a registered member to do that. But if you want to start getting the updates, start getting your feet wet, then there you go. We also have a YouTube channel. Believe it or not, we do. You can access career panels on this channel. Like, for instance, like a 2-hour-long presentation on photonics. How amazing is that? But you can also actually see like interview, role play, and tips and tricks and strategies. So there's all sorts of ways you can get engaged with us, and it's really exciting. So that being said, let me talk first. I actually did not mention this in the previous one, but veterans. Veterans have priority of service, and what that means is that you basically get put to the front of the list. So if you come in as a walk-in and the list is kind of long, you get put to the front. There's a lot of really great services for veterans in our office. And if we don't do it in this office, we will coordinate with our vet rep. He's a great guy. We'll coordinate with him to see who does in the community. Okay, so that would be just to touch base a little bit on our veteran services. We really love our vets, and we want you guys to come in. Guys and girls, of course. Guys and women. Men and women. Okay. Now, that being said, job search services could range from anything such as, what website do I go to because the ones I'm going to aren't working, I'm not getting hits, to, gosh, I've applied to 1 million jobs, I haven't gotten any interviews. Well, what we do is come up with tailored strategies where we can help to triage what might be going wrong and then come up with a way to make it successful. That would be a glimpse into job search. Career development would really be anybody who needs to understand a career path. Maybe they have no work experience and they need a career path, or maybe they are currently a professional and they want to transition. That would be a glimpse into some of our career development services. We work with people all of the time who are re-entering the workforce, or who are transitioning careers, or who have taken a break. Maybe they were staying at home and caring for somebody all of the time. So we can really help you guys with that. Grant programs, we can help you get grant money. That's what RochesterWorks does. We don't actually train you to be a plumber, or train you to be a nurse, but we will help you find the people who do, the organizations and programs that do that. So we can help guide you as to where to go, and we can help you get money. What is the difference between a grant and a loan? Well, I know this very well. A loan you have to pay back. A grant, you do not. So we have grant money available. There's a few grants out there. I'm just going to mention 2 right now so you have the language, okay? Training grant is one of them. So come into our office, you can ask about training grant. You can also ask about Finger Lakes Hired grant. Very important to know about Finger Lakes Hired because it's not as well known around the community as training grant. It's relatively new. Finger Lakes Hired grant, relatively new. It serves 9 counties, including Monroe County. And there's a link on our website, RochesterWorks.org. Click on the Finger Lakes Hired button, and you'll be able to get more information. So you can come in here and get information about grants as well. And we want you to tell everyone you know that that is true, that we can help out with that. Now, business services. This is one of my favorite features of RochesterWorks because it's like our hidden gem, our hidden secret. Wow, we have an incredible team of people who work behind the scenes to connect job seekers with businesses and connect you with jobs. We're not a staffing agency. Let me mention that we're not. If you come into our office, it's not like we're going to hire you and put you on our payroll. Unless we're hiring and you interview and you pass. But what we can help you do is get really well connected to businesses. Business Services does an incredible job with that. 2 ways I can give you an example would be recruitment events and business of the month. Recruitment events. Anybody in our community can come to Recruiting Round Rochester. It's a recruitment event that we hold at the Goodman Street location on Mondays from 10 until 1. Mondays from 10 until 1. You don't need an appointment. You don't have to be there the whole time. But I will tell you, early bird. The earlier, the better. It's always better to be early. It just is for some reason. So you can go on our website, RochesterWorks.org, click on Hot Jobs, and then there's a little link that says, it's kind of big actually, it says click here. Click on it. It will redirect you to our event calendar, and that is where you can see the information for recruiting around Rochester, because there's different businesses who come in each week. It changes every week. Different businesses, different jobs. So you want to check the website at least once a week so you can be up to date on that. Now, before I go any further, let me just tell you real quick, define for you what I mean when I say recruitment in this context. I'm talking about open recruitment, open interviews. It's an event where if you show up, you will get interviewed. Not really with a job fair or a career expo. That's probably not going to happen. Those are more networking events. But with the recruitment, open interviews, open recruitment, if you show up, you will get interviewed. So check out that page, because we have the open recruitment on Mondays. We oftentimes have it throughout the week as well. You never know. It could be Tuesday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday as well. Waring Road often has recruitment events. And places around our community often have recruitment events. So please check out that website. And of course, that website will also tell you about, and by website, I mean web page. Of course, that web page will also tell you about job fairs and career expos and things like that. So that's business services. Now, one thing I want to tell you about workshops is that you can't just come in as a walk-in. Okay, for all of our services, you can. You never need an appointment. But if you're going to take a workshop, you have to pre-register. So just keep that in mind. You have to come in as a walk-in and get registered first. And then if you want to take a workshop, you get pre-registered. Our workshops, you can see the calendar online. You can see a calendar for Goodman Street and Waring Road. Our workshops are phenomenal. And I feel very confident in my testimony of that, because I used to be a teacher. So I tend to have a critical eye toward facilitation and curriculum and things like that. Well, the workshops at Goodman Street, the workshops at Waring Road are phenomenal. They truly are cutting edge strategy, but also very relevant for Rochester, for our market, and very relevant for your industry. So these are really, really wonderful workshops that you can take advantage of, and I encourage you to. And they span all sorts of different topics, right? So we'll have the classical resume workshop and variations on that, interviewing workshops, variations on that, but we'll start to get in there too and mix it up a bit. There's a negotiating your job offer workshop, which I don't care where you are in your career. Honestly, everyone should take that, because our specialist, Annie Walker, does a really great job helping you to position yourself and see what you have and who you are. Really great workshop. We have marketing plan workshops, all sorts of incredibly strategic workshops that are very accessible. And here's a really cool part about RochesterWorks, you guys, is that we're here to make it work for you. Okay, RochesterWorks is here to help you get back to work, and RochesterWorks is here to help you work better. So if you take a 2-hour-long instructional workshop and your head is spinning afterward, well, first of all, good for you, because it means you really listened and you really care. It should maybe spin a little bit. But secondly, you can always meet with somebody one-on-one, whether you do it right after the workshop, the following day, the following week. That's what we as career advisors are here for. So there's a lot of phenomenal workshops out there. Waring Road has a LinkedIn series. There's actually 3 different workshops they have specifically dedicated to LinkedIn. Could not stress the importance of that enough. I won't even get into it, because then I'll just but talk about LinkedIn for forever. But they're really good at Waring Road. And the one you would start with is called Link Up with LinkedIn. Now, I'm not going to talk about workshops too much anymore, especially because in the first one, I didn't really get into it. So I'll kind of save the real good stuff for another session, which means that next time we do this, you're going to have to tune in. Or why wait? You can always just come in to RochesterWorks whenever you want, as long as it's at least 1 hour before we close. So let's see here. I'm trying to remember other things that I mentioned and touched on in the previous session, and go figure, I'm drawing a blank, which sometimes happens, but I always think that's a good thing because it means you're thinking. Let's see here. Well, I would say that one of the main takeaways for you guys to know, and I touched on this a little bit here, but I really want to reiterate this, is that we work with you on a highly individual level. Whether it's myself as a career advisor, whether it's somebody on our training team working in career development, we work with you on a highly individual level. Because, first of all, everybody who walks in is unique. You have a unique set of circumstances. You have unique work history. You have unique barriers, or maybe you think you have barriers, but really they're not barriers, and we can help you overcome them. Whatever the case may be, we know and we recognize how unique every individual situation is. So when we work with you one-on-one, we're going to tailor resources. We're going to speak directly to your goals and values, directly to your fit. You know, what sort of fit do you want from a company? Because, of course, our goal is to help you land employment, of course. But at RochesterWorks, we take it one step further, and we help you land the employment that you want. That's a good fit for you. So you can rest assured when you come in and you're speaking with different people, as long as, when you're one-on-one with somebody, we're going to come up with an individual strategy and an individual plan for you. And the hope and the goal is that you can take that away and you can internalize that and you can carry that mindset and that strategic strengths-based thinking with you throughout your career. Right. And if I continued on that strand, I'd probably start talking about branding and personal branding, and I won't even get into that now. I'm sure that will be a separate topic. So I hope you guys, feel like you know a little bit more about RochesterWorks, who we serve, everyone, how we're here to help, how we're passionate about what we do, and how we're here to make you successful. So come on in and see us. Stop by Facebook, YouTube, our website. Let us know what we can do for you to help you get back to work. Again, my name is Barbara Wilcox. I'm a career advisor. You're more than welcome to ask to meet with me at the front desk. All of my other colleagues and career advisors are phenomenal, so I welcome you to meet with them as well. Thank you so much for sharing this time with us today. We really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.